What if I told you that every single night, while your body lies motionless in bed, you're actually embarking on the most extraordinary journey of your life? A journey so profound, so transformative, that ancient civilizations built entire religions around it. Yet modern society has completely forgotten this incredible truth. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a part of you that remembers. Maybe you've woken up with the strangest sensation that you've lived entire lifetimes in just one night. Maybe you've had dreams so vivid, so real, that reality itself felt like the dream when you opened your eyes. Or perhaps you've experienced that terrifying moment when you're awake but can't move, feeling like something is pulling you out of your own body. You're not losing your mind. You're remembering something that's been deliberately hidden from you. And before we go any further, if this resonates with you at all, hit that like button right now. Subscribe and ring that notification bell, because what I'm about to share with you tonight will fundamentally change how you understand your own existence. See, here's what they don't want you to know. Every night when you close your eyes, you don't just shut down like some biological machine. Your consciousness, the real you, the essence of who you are, it separates from your physical body and travels to dimensions that exist beyond our ordinary perception. And in these realms, you're doing things, learning things, encountering beings and experiences that are shaping your waking reality in ways you never imagined. The ancient Egyptians knew this. They called it the journey of Ra through the underworld. The Tibetan monks documented it in texts so powerful that entire libraries were burned to keep this knowledge from spreading. Even medieval European mystics wrote about it in manuscripts that the church systematically destroyed, because they understood something terrifying. If people knew the truth about what happens when they sleep, the entire power structure of society would crumble overnight. But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. You already know this truth. Deep down, in that part of you that society has trained you to ignore, you've always known that something extraordinary happens when you sleep. That inexplicable feeling when you wake up like you've been somewhere important, done something meaningful, but the memory slips away like water through your fingers the moment you try to grasp it. Tonight, I'm going to give you the map. I'm going to show you exactly where your consciousness goes every single night, who you meet there, what you're really doing, and most importantly, how to bring back the incredible power and knowledge you're accessing in these other dimensions. By the end of this video, you'll never look at sleep the same way again. You'll understand that you're not just a human having a spiritual experience. You're an eternal being temporarily focused in a physical body, and every night you return home. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how some of your most brilliant ideas come to you right as you're falling asleep or the moment you wake up? How sometimes you'll go to bed stuck on a problem and wake up with the perfect solution, as if someone whispered the answer in your ear while you slept. That's not coincidence. That's evidence of where you've been and who you've been talking to. The mainstream scientific establishment wants you to believe that sleep is just your brain doing maintenance, filing away memories and recharging for the next day. But think about it, if that's all sleep was, why do we have such complex, emotionally charged dreams? Why do we sometimes wake up feeling like we've been on epic adventures or had profound conversations with people we've never met? Why do some dreams feel more real than your actual waking life? The answer is simple, yet revolutionary. Your dreams aren't just random neural firings. They're memories, fragmented, symbolic memories of actual experiences your consciousness had while your body was unconscious. And once you understand this, once you learn to decode these experiences and remember them clearly, you gain access to wisdom, guidance, and power that most people never even dream of. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening every night. As your physical body begins to shut down, your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your brain waves shift into those slow, rhythmic patterns, something incredible occurs. Your consciousness, that spark of awareness that makes you uniquely you, begins to loosen its grip on the physical body. Ancient traditions called this the silver cord, an energetic thread that connects your traveling consciousness to your sleeping body. Think of it like a cosmic umbilical cord that allows you to venture far from your physical form, while maintaining that crucial connection that draws you back each morning. This cord is your lifeline, your guarantee that no matter how far your consciousness travels, no matter what dimensions you explore, you can always return home. But here's where it gets really interesting. The moment your consciousness separates from your body, you're no longer bound by the laws of physics as we understand them. You can travel instantly across vast distances. You can move through solid objects. You can communicate telepathically with other conscious beings. You can access information from the collective unconscious of humanity itself. And you're not traveling alone. Oh no, the realms your consciousness enters each night are populated with other travelers, other souls on their own journeys of exploration and growth. Some of these beings are other humans, unconsciously projecting from their sleeping bodies just like you. Others are more advanced souls, guides and teachers who exist primarily in these higher dimensions, waiting to share their wisdom with those ready to receive it. But it gets even more mind-blowing. Some of the consciousness you encounter are actually other versions of yourself. That's right, according to quantum physics and ancient mystical traditions alike. There are infinite parallel realities where different versions of you are living out the choices you didn't make in this reality. And during your nightly journeys, you can actually connect with these alternate selves, gaining insights and perspectives that can radically transform your current life. Imagine meeting a version of yourself who took that job you were afraid to apply for, who moved to that city you dreamed about, who had the courage to start that business or pursue that relationship. The wisdom and confidence these encounters provide isn't just philosophical. It's practical, actionable guidance that can help you overcome fears and limitations that have been holding you back for years. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds too incredible to be true. If this was really happening, wouldn't I remember it clearly? And that's exactly the problem. We've been conditioned to dismiss these experiences as just dreams. We've been trained to believe that if we can't measure it with our physical instruments, it's not real. But here's something that will make you reconsider everything. How many times have you woken up with a song stuck in your head that you've never heard before? How often have you had dreams where you possessed skills or knowledge you don't have in waking life? How frequently have you dreamed of places so detailed, so architecturally complex, that there's no way your sleeping brain could have constructed them from memory? These aren't anomalies. They're glimpses of the vast experiences your consciousness is having every single night. And the reason most people don't remember these journeys clearly is because we haven't been taught how to build that bridge between sleeping and waking consciousness. It's like trying to bring back physical objects from another country. You need the right customs procedures, the proper documentation, the correct approach. But once you learn these techniques, and I'm going to share some of them with you right now, you'll start remembering your nightly adventures with crystal clarity. You'll wake up each morning with new insights, creative solutions, and spiritual guidance that can transform every aspect of your life. The first key is understanding that your consciousness operates on multiple levels simultaneously. While part of your awareness is traveling through these higher dimensions, another part is processing the experiences symbolically, translating cosmic truths into the language of metaphor and imagery that your human mind can comprehend. This is why dreams often seem so bizarre and surreal. Your consciousness isn't showing you literal representations of your astral adventures. It's encoding profound spiritual experiences into symbolic stories that your rational mind can at least partially grasp. That flying dream you had last week, That might be a memory of your consciousness soaring through dimensions unbound by gravity or physical limitations. That dream where you were speaking a foreign language fluently. That could be a recollection of communicating telepathically with beings from other planes of existence. That recurring dream about being in a school or taking a test. You might actually be attending classes in the astral realm, receiving teachings from advanced souls who are helping guide your spiritual evolution. And here's something that will really open your eyes. Many of the world's greatest innovations, artistic masterpieces, and scientific breakthroughs came to their creators through dreams and visions. Tesla spoke of receiving his electrical inventions in visions. Kekulé discovered the structure of benzene in a dream. The Beatles received melodies in their sleep. These weren't just random bursts of creativity. They were downloading information from the vast reservoir of cosmic knowledge available in the higher dimensions. You have access to this same cosmic database every single night. The question is, are you paying attention? Are you developing the skills to remember and apply what you're learning? Or are you letting these incredible experiences slip away like morning mist? Now, let me share something with you that might sound controversial, but I need you to hear this. Not every consciousness you encounter in these realms has your best interests at heart. Just as the physical world contains both helpful and harmful influences, so do the astral planes. There are entities and energies that feed off human fear, confusion, and spiritual stagnation. These beings are attracted to people who enter the astral realm unconsciously, without protection, vibrating at frequencies of fear, anger, or despair. They're not necessarily evil in the traditional sense. They're more like spiritual parasites, seeking energy to sustain their own existence. And if you've ever had nightmares that left you feeling drained for days, or sleep paralysis episodes that filled you with inexplicable terror, you may have encountered these lower vibrational entities. But here's the empowering truth. You have complete control over who and what you attract during your nightly journeys. Your emotional and spiritual state before sleep acts like a radio dial, determining which frequencies you tune into in the astral realm. Go to sleep filled with love, gratitude, and spiritual aspiration, and you'll attract guides, teachers, and experiences that elevate and empower you. Fall asleep consumed by worry, anger, or fear, and you'll gravitate toward the lower astral planes where confused, troubled entities congregate. This isn't judgment, it's simply the law of attraction operating across dimensional boundaries, like attract-like, in every realm of existence. This is why ancient spiritual traditions placed so much emphasis on evening prayers, meditation, and gratitude practices before sleep. They understood that how you enter sleep determines where you go and who you meet. They knew that sleep wasn't just rest. It was a sacred journey that required proper preparation and intention. And speaking of intention, let me share with you one of the most powerful techniques I know for consciously directing your nightly adventures. It's called programming your astral destination, and it's surprisingly simple yet incredibly effective. Before you go to sleep tonight, take a few minutes to set a clear intention for your consciousness. Maybe you want to meet your spiritual guides and receive guidance about an important decision you're facing. Perhaps you want to visit loved ones who have passed on and reconnect with their eternal essence. Or maybe you want to explore parallel versions of yourself to gain insights about untapped potentials in your current life. Whatever your intention, state it clearly and positively in your mind as you're falling asleep. Visualize yourself successfully accomplishing this goal. Feel the emotions of gratitude and excitement as if it's already happened. This simple practice programs your consciousness to seek out these specific experiences instead of wandering randomly through the astral dimensions. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your consciousness doesn't just travel for personal gain during these nightly journeys. Many of you are actually performing service missions, helping other souls who are lost, confused, or in need of guidance. You might wake up feeling inexplicably tired even after a full night's sleep, because your consciousness spent the night doing healing work or rescue missions in the astral plane. These service missions are one of the highest expressions of spiritual development. When your consciousness reaches a certain level of evolution, you naturally begin to help others, just as more advanced beings have been helping you throughout your own journey. You become part of an invisible network of lightworkers, operating across dimensions to assist in the spiritual awakening of humanity. Some of these missions involve rescuing souls who have become trapped in lower astral planes after death, unable to move toward the light because of fear, guilt, or attachment to the physical world. Others involve healing work, where you transmit healing energy to people, places, or situations that need energetic support. Still others involve teaching and guidance, where you help newly awakened souls understand their own spiritual journeys. The remarkable thing about these service missions is that they often benefit you as much as those you're helping. By serving others, you accelerate your own spiritual growth, gain deeper understanding of cosmic laws, and build relationships with advanced beings who can guide your own evolution. Now, let me address something that might be troubling some of you. If all this is true, if we're having these incredible experiences every night, why don't we remember them more clearly? Why does it feel like we're stumbling around in spiritual darkness, trying to figure out life's big questions on our own? The answer lies in the nature of human consciousness itself. We're designed to forget our nightly journeys to some degree, because if we remembered everything clearly, we might become so fascinated with the astral realm that we'd lose interest in our physical existence. We're here in physical bodies for specific reasons, to learn lessons that can only be learned through material experience, to serve purposes that require physical action, to grow in ways that demand the challenges and limitations of three-dimensional reality. But we're not supposed to forget everything. We're meant to bring back just enough memory, just enough insight to guide our physical lives without overwhelming our earthly consciousness. It's a delicate balance, and mastering this balance is one of the key skills of spiritual development. Think of it like this: you're like a deep-sea diver exploring the ocean depths. You can't bring back the entire ocean, but you can bring back treasures, specimens, and photographs that enrich your understanding of that underwater world. Similarly, you can't bring back your entire astral experience into physical consciousness, but you can retrieve the essential insights, guidance, and energy that will transform your waking life. And here's a practice that will dramatically improve your ability to retrieve these astral treasures. It's called the Dream Bridge Technique, and it involves creating a conscious bridge between your sleeping and waking states. Here's how it works. As you're falling asleep, repeat to yourself, "I will remember what I need to remember." This simple affirmation programs your subconscious to filter your astral experiences, bringing back only the information that's truly useful for your current life situation. Then, the moment you wake up, and I mean the very moment, before you even open your eyes, fully lie still and let your mind drift back into the space between sleep and waking. Don't try to remember anything specific. Just float in that twilight consciousness and see what images, sensations, or insights arise naturally. Keep a notebook by your bed, and without opening your eyes fully, reach for it and write down whatever comes to you. Don't worry if it seems fragmented or doesn't make logical sense. Dreams and astral experiences speak in the language of symbols and metaphors, not linear logic. Over time, as you practice this technique consistently, you'll notice patterns emerging in your dream symbols. You'll begin to recognize your personal dream language, the unique way your higher consciousness communicates with your earthly awareness. And once you crack this code, you'll have access to a constant stream of guidance, creativity, and spiritual insight flowing from your nightly adventures into your daily life. But let me warn you about something. As you develop these abilities, as you begin to remember and integrate your astral experiences more consciously, your life is going to change in ways you might not expect. You're going to start seeing through illusions that once seemed solid. You're going to lose interest in activities and relationships that no longer serve your highest good. You're going to feel called to purposes and passions that you might have dismissed as unrealistic before. This is normal. This is growth. But it can also be challenging, especially if the people around you don't understand what you're going through. You might find yourself feeling like a stranger in your own life, like you've outgrown the container of your current existence. If this happens to you, remember that you're not going crazy. You're waking up. You're remembering who you really are beyond the limited identity you've been conditioned to accept. And while this awakening process can be disorienting at times, it's ultimately the most liberating experience you can have. Because here's the ultimate truth that all these nightly journeys are designed to teach you. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions or your social roles or your past mistakes. You are an eternal, multidimensional being of light and consciousness, temporarily focused in a physical form for the purpose of growth, service, and awakening. Every night when you separate from your body and travel through these higher dimensions, you're remembering your true nature. You're experiencing yourself as you really are unlimited, immortal, infinitely creative, and deeply connected to all existence. And each morning, when you return to your physical form, you have the opportunity to bring more of this truth into your earthly life. This is why developing conscious awareness of your nightly journeys is so transformative. It's not just about having interesting experiences or gaining mystical knowledge. It's about remembering who you are at the deepest level and learning to express that truth more fully in your physical existence. And here's something beautiful that happens as you develop this awareness. You begin to realize that the separation between sleeping and waking, between physical and spiritual, between human and divine, is just an illusion. You start to live with the constant awareness that you are always connected to these higher dimensions, always in communion with your guides and teachers, always part of the vast network of consciousness that connects all beings. Your physical life becomes an extension of your spiritual journey rather than a separate, disconnected experience. Your work becomes service. Your relationships become opportunities for mutual awakening. Your challenges become initiations that strengthen your spiritual muscles. Your entire existence becomes a conscious collaboration between your earthly personality and your eternal soul. This is the goal of all spiritual practice, all mystical teaching, all genuine religion. Not to escape the physical world, but to bring heaven to earth, to anchor divine consciousness in human form, to live as a bridge between dimensions. And it all begins with paying attention to what happens when you close your eyes each night. It starts with recognizing that your dreams are not just random mental activity, but actual memories of soul-level experiences. It continues with developing the skills to remember and integrate these experiences consciously. And it culminates in living as a fully awakened being who moves consciously between all levels of reality. So tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to try something. Set aside whatever you've been told about dreams being meaningless. Release any skepticism about the reality of consciousness beyond the physical body. Open your mind to the possibility that you are far greater, far more magnificent than you've been led to believe. As you lie down and close your eyes, speak to your consciousness like the eternal being it is. Tell it that you're ready to remember. Ask it to show you what you need to see, to take you where you need to go, to connect you with who you need to meet. Trust that your soul knows exactly what experiences would serve your highest good. And then surrender. Let go of control. Allow your consciousness to lift away from your physical form and soar into the infinite realms of possibility that await you every single night. Remember, You are not just a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And every night, you return home to remember this truth. Every morning, you have a new opportunity to bring this remembrance into your earthly life. The forbidden book they tried to hide from you isn't written on paper or stored in some secret vault. It's written in the language of your own experience, recorded in the depths of your consciousness, and read anew each time you have the courage to explore the infinite mystery of who you really are. Your greatest adventure doesn't begin when you wake up. It begins when you fall asleep. Your most important education doesn't happen in schools or universities. It happens in the classroom of dreams, taught by masters who exist beyond physical form, guided by wisdom that transcends time and space. Tonight, class is in session. Your consciousness is both student and teacher, and the curriculum is nothing less than the remembrance of your own divine nature. Sweet dreams, fellow travelers. May your journeys be filled with light, love, and the profound joy of coming home to yourself.